Every second you wait, every excuse you make, and every doubt you let linger is stealing the life you were meant to live. So why are you still standing still? The time to move is not tomorrow, not someday, but right now. Doubt is a subtle yet powerful force that can infiltrate the mind and derail progress. It often whispers quietly at first, disguising itself as caution or rationality, but left unchecked, it grows louder, more insistent, and far more destructive. Doubt can take many forms: the fear of failure, the fear of success, or the belief that you're simply not capable of achieving what you desire. It plants seeds of hesitation that grow into deep-rooted barriers, making even the smallest step forward feel impossible. The truth is, doubt thrives in the absence of action. It feeds on uncertainty, preying on your insecurities and convincing you that standing still is safer than moving forward. But the longer you allow it to linger, the more power it gains, and the more it sabotages your potential. The problem with doubt is that it often masquerades as logic. You tell yourself, "I'm just being realistic," or "I need to be sure before I proceed." While there's value in preparation and prudence, doubt is rarely productive. It's not about assessing risks to make informed decisions. It's about letting fear overshadow your ability to take a chance. You start to overanalyze every detail, questioning every choice, until you're paralyzed by indecision. This paralysis isn't harmless, it's a thief. It steals your time, your energy, and your dreams, leaving you stuck in a cycle of what-ifs that lead nowhere. The truth is, progress doesn't come from overthinking, it comes from doing, even when you're uncertain, even when you're afraid. Doubt often gains strength from the stories you tell yourself. Maybe you failed before, and that memory has become a mental roadblock, convincing you that history will repeat itself. Or perhaps someone else planted doubt in you: a teacher, a parent, a friend, someone who questioned your abilities or belittled your ambitions. Over time, their words became your internal dialogue. Now, when you think about pursuing your goals, their voice echoes in your mind, amplifying your self-doubt. But here's the thing: their opinion isn't your truth. Their doubts don't define your abilities, and their fears don't have to become your limitations. The only opinion that truly matters is the one you hold about yourself. If you allow doubt, whether it comes from within or outside of you, to dictate your actions, you're surrendering your power and settling for less than you're capable of achieving. One of the most insidious aspects of doubt is its ability to distort reality. When you're consumed by doubt, you start to see challenges as insurmountable and opportunities as out of reach. You focus so intently on what could go wrong that you lose sight of what could go right. This negative mindset becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you don't believe in your ability to succeed, you're far less likely to put in the effort, take the risks, or seize the opportunities that lead to success. And when you don't succeed, your doubt is reinforced, making it even harder to break free from its grip. The irony is that doubt rarely reflects the truth. Most of the fears that fuel your doubt are exaggerated or entirely unfounded. How many times have you hesitated to take action because you were afraid of failure, only to later realize that the worst-case scenario you imagined never came to pass? The truth is, doubt is often based on perception, not reality. It magnifies your weaknesses while minimizing your strengths, creating a distorted view of yourself and your circumstances. But when you step back and examine those doubts objectively, you often find that they lack substance. They're shadows, not obstacles, illusions that disappear when you shine the light of action on them. Action is the antidote to doubt. Every small step forward chips away at the fear and uncertainty that hold you back. When you take action, you prove to yourself that progress is possible, that you're capable of more than your doubts would have you believe. Each success, no matter how small, builds confidence and momentum, making it easier to silence the voice of doubt in the future. But action requires courage. It means stepping into the unknown, taking risks, and being willing to fail. It's not about eliminating doubt entirely, that's impossible. It's about refusing to let doubt dictate your decisions. It's about acknowledging the fear and moving forward anyway. Doubt also loses its power when you surround yourself with the right people. Supportive friends, mentors, and allies can help you see your potential when you struggle to see it yourself. They can challenge the negative narratives that doubt creates, reminding you of your strengths and encouraging you to keep going. But you must be intentional about who you allow into your life. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who inspire you, and who push you to become the best version of yourself. At the same time, distance yourself from those who feed your doubt, whether intentionally or unintentionally. You don't need their negativity in your life, and you don't have to carry their doubts as your own. Doubt is a choice. It's not a condition you're forced to live with, it's a mindset you can change. You can choose to listen to the voice of doubt, or you can choose to listen to the voice of belief. You can choose to stay stuck, or you can choose to move forward. The power to overcome doubt lies within you, but it requires action, intention, and a commitment to believing in yourself, even when it's hard. Doubt may try to hold you back, but it can't stop you unless you let it. The choice is yours. Everything you need to succeed, to overcome, and to thrive has already been placed within you. It's not something you need to go out and find, and it's not something someone else can give to you. The strength, the courage, the talent, it's already there, waiting to be unleashed. But too often, we look outside ourselves for validation, for solutions, for answers, when in reality, the answers have been inside us all along. The challenge isn't about obtaining something new, it's about realizing what's already been given to you. We live in a world that constantly tells us we're not enough. Advertisements, social media, even well-meaning people in our lives plant the idea that we're lacking, that we need to buy something, achieve something, or change something about ourselves to be complete. But this is a lie. You are already equipped with the tools you need to succeed. You might not see it right now, but everything you've experienced, every challenge you faced, every lesson you've learned has prepared you for this moment. Your life, with all its highs and lows, has been shaping you, molding you into the person you're meant to be. The problem is that we often overlook our own potential. We focus so much on what we think we lack that we fail to see the gifts we already possess. Maybe it's because those gifts don't look like what we expect them to. Maybe they're hidden beneath layers of fear, doubt, or past failures. But just because you don't see them doesn't mean they're not there. The truth is, your gifts are unique to you. They may not look like someone else's, and that's okay. You weren't created to live someone else's life or follow someone else's path. You were created to walk your own journey, using the strengths and talents that are uniquely yours. Sometimes we mistake preparation for inadequacy. We think if I had what it takes, I'd already be where I want to be, but that's not how growth works. Just because you haven't reached your goal yet doesn't mean you're not capable of achieving it. It just means you're still in the process of developing your potential. Think of it like a seed. A seed contains everything it needs to become a tree, but it doesn't look like a tree right away. It has to be planted, nurtured, and given time to grow. The same is true for you. The potential is already within you. It just needs to be cultivated. Cultivating your potential starts with belief. You have to believe that you have what it takes, even when the odds are stacked against you. You have to trust that the talents and abilities you've been given are enough. even when the world tries to tell you otherwise. Belief isn't about ignoring your weaknesses or pretending challenges don't exist. It's about recognizing that your strengths outweigh your shortcomings and that your determination can overcome any obstacle. Belief gives you the courage to take risks, to step outside your comfort zone, and to keep going even when things get tough. But belief alone isn't enough. You also have to put in the work. Having potential is one thing, realizing it is another. Your gifts won't develop on their own. You have to nurture them, practice them, and use them. This means showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It means doing the hard work when no one is watching and staying committed to your goals, even when progress feels slow. Growth isn't always glamorous and success doesn't happen overnight. But if you stay consistent, the effort you put in will pay off. One of the biggest obstacles to realizing your potential is comparison. When you look at someone else's life, it's easy to feel like you're falling short. You see their success, their achievements, and their talents, and you start to doubt your own. But what you don't see is the work they put in, the struggles they faced, or the time it took them to get where they are. Their journey is not your journey, and their gifts are not your gifts. You have your own path to walk. And the only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Your worth is not determined by what others think of you or by how your life measures up to someone else's. Your worth is inherent. It comes from the fact that you were created with purpose and intention. You were not an accident, and neither were the gifts you've been given. You have something to offer the world that no one else can, and the sooner you recognize that, the sooner you can start living the life you were meant to live. There will be times when you feel like giving up, times when the obstacles seem too big and the path ahead feels too hard. In those moments, it's important to remember who you are and what you're capable of. You've already overcome challenges that once felt impossible, and you have the strength to do it again. You are more resilient, more resourceful, and more powerful than you realize. When you feel like you're at your breaking point, dig deep and remind yourself of everything you've already been through. You've made it this far, and you're not about to stop now. The journey to unlocking your potential is not an easy one, but it's worth it. Every step forward brings you closer to the person you were created to be. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more confident. You don't need to wait for permission, for validation, or for the perfect moment to start. You already have what it takes. The only question is, will you choose to believe it? Will you choose to trust that everything you need is already within you and take the first step forward? The answer is up to you. Belief is not merely an emotion that washes over you. It is a deliberate choice, a conscious decision to hold on to something greater than yourself, even when evidence and circumstances seem to suggest otherwise. It's easy to mistake belief for a fleeting feeling, one that comes and goes depending on how things are going in your life. But true belief runs deeper than that. It is not swayed by temporary emotions, and it does not falter in the face of adversity. Belief is a commitment, a decision you make and reaffirm every single day, regardless of what the world throws at you. When you decide to believe, you are taking ownership of your mindset. You are choosing to see possibilities where others see obstacles. You are making a conscious effort to trust in your own potential, even if doubt tries to creep in. Belief is not the absence of doubt, it's the refusal to let doubt have the final say. It's the decision to focus on what could go right instead of dwelling on what could go wrong. This choice doesn't come naturally to everyone, and it's not always easy, but it is within your power. Belief is not something that happens to you, it's something you create. Think about the most successful people you know, whether in business, sports, art, or any other field. They didn't achieve their goals because they never doubted themselves. They achieved their goals because they chose to believe in their vision, even when doubt was screaming in their ear. They decided that their dreams were worth fighting for, and they committed to that belief every step of the way. This is the kind of belief that transforms lives, not the kind that relies on external validation or perfect circumstances, but the kind that comes from within. The truth is, life will test your belief. There will be moments when everything seems to go wrong, when failure feels inevitable, and when giving up feels like the easier option. These moments are not meant to break you, they are meant to strengthen you. They are opportunities to reaffirm your decision to believe, to dig deep and remind yourself why you started in the first place. This is where the power of belief lies, not in avoiding challenges, but in facing them head-on with the confidence that you can overcome them. Belief is not passive, it requires action. It's not enough to simply decide to believe, you have to back that decision with effort, consistency, and persistence. If you believe you can achieve a goal, you need to take the steps necessary to make it happen. You need to show up every day, even when it's hard, even when progress feels slow, and even when success seems far away. Belief gives you the strength to keep going, but it's your actions that turn belief into reality. Without action, belief is just a wish. With action, belief becomes a force of nature. Choosing to believe also means taking responsibility for your own life. It means acknowledging that you have the power to shape your future, no matter what your past looks like. It's easy to blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck for why things haven't worked out the way you wanted. But belief doesn't make excuses. Belief takes ownership. It says, I may not be where I want to be yet, but I have the ability to get there. This mindset shift is incredibly powerful. When you decide to believe in yourself, you stop waiting for someone else to save you, and you start taking control of your own destiny. One of the most challenging aspects of belief is maintaining it when results don't come quickly. In a world that values instant gratification, it's easy to feel discouraged when progress is slow. But belief is not about quick wins or immediate success. It's about trusting the process and having faith that your hard work will pay off in the long run. Patience is a key component of belief. It allows you to stay committed to your goals, even when you can't see the finish line yet. It reminds you that every step forward, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction. Belief also requires resilience. When you encounter setbacks, failures, or disappointments, it can be tempting to let go of your belief and give in to doubt. But resilience is what allows you to bounce back stronger than before. It's the decision to see failure not as a dead end, but as a learning opportunity. It's the ability to keep believing in yourself, even when others doubt you. Resilience is not about never falling down, it's about always getting back up. It's about choosing belief over and over again, no matter how many times life tries to knock you down. Another important aspect of belief is self-compassion. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean you'll never make mistakes or experience moments of doubt. What it does mean is that you forgive yourself when you fall short, and you keep moving forward anyway. Self-compassion allows you to maintain your belief, even when things don't go as planned. It reminds you that setbacks are part of the journey, and that you are still worthy of success, no matter how many times you stumble along the way. Belief is a decision you make for yourself. No one else can make it for you, and no one else can take it away from you. It's a deeply personal choice, one that requires courage, commitment, and perseverance. When you decide to believe, you are choosing to take control of your life. You are choosing to see the best in yourself and in your future. And most importantly, you are choosing to move forward no matter what obstacles may come your way. Belief is not just a feeling, it's a decision that has the power to change everything. Failure is one of the most misunderstood experiences in life. Too often, people view it as a dead end, a sign that they aren't capable or that they've reached the limit of their potential. But failure is far from final. It's not the end of the road, it's a detour, a redirection, and often a stepping stone to something greater. At its core, failure is feedback. It's a teacher, revealing lessons that success often hides. It's a mirror, reflecting where you need to grow, adjust, or improve. Those who truly understand this concept don't fear failure, they embrace it, knowing it's an integral part of the journey to success. When you fail, it's easy to feel defeated. The weight of disappointment, the sting of embarrassment, and the fear of judgment can make failure seem unbearable. But these emotions, while valid, are temporary. They don't define you. What defines you is how you respond to failure, whether you let it keep you down or whether you use it as fuel to rise again. Each failure contains a message, a nugget of wisdom that can guide you toward future success. The key is learning to listen to what failure is telling you, instead of letting it silence your ambition. Failure is not a measure of your worth or ability. It's simply an outcome that didn't align with your expectations. Think about it, if every attempt at something new worked perfectly on the first try, there would be no growth, no innovation, and no reason to strive for improvement. Failure is part of the process because it pushes you to think differently, work harder, and adapt to challenges. It's a natural part of learning, and it's something every successful person has faced repeatedly. Consider some of the greatest achievements in history. Behind every breakthrough, there are countless failures, experiments that didn't work, strategies that fell flat, and ideas that didn't pan out. Thomas Edison, for example, famously said, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His perspective wasn't one of defeat, but of relentless curiosity and determination. He understood that each failure brought him one step closer to the solution he was seeking. This mindset is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about learning from it and using it as a springboard for growth. One of the most valuable aspects of failure is the clarity it provides. When things don't go as planned, you gain insight into what doesn't work. This information is incredibly useful because it allows you to refine your approach, identify weak points, and develop a better strategy. Failure forces you to confront your mistakes and take an honest look at areas where you might have overlooked something or made incorrect assumptions. This self-reflection is crucial for personal and professional development. Without failure, you might continue down the wrong path, never realizing there's a better way forward. Failure also builds resilience. It strengthens your ability to handle adversity and bounce back from setbacks. Each time you fail and choose to keep going, you're proving to yourself that you are capable of enduring challenges and overcoming obstacles. This resilience is what gives you the confidence to take risks and pursue your goals, even in the face of uncertainty. It's not about never falling down, it's about always getting back up. The more you fail, the more resilient you become, and the less fear you have about trying again. Another important lesson failure teaches is humility. It reminds you that you don't have all the answers and that there's always room for growth. This humility is essential for building meaningful relationships, seeking advice, and staying open to new ideas. When you embrace failure as part of your journey, you become more approachable, more empathetic, and more willing to collaborate with others. You understand that no one achieves success alone, and that the path to greatness often involves learning from others who have faced similar challenges. Failure also shifts your perspective on success. It teaches you to value progress over perfection and to celebrate small victories along the way. When you stop seeing failure as the opposite of success and start viewing it as part of the process, you free yourself from the pressure to get everything right all the time. This shift in mindset allows you to take more risks, experiment with new ideas, and approach challenges with creativity and confidence. You begin to see failure not as a threat, but as an opportunity to grow and evolve. The fear of failure is one of the biggest barriers to success. It can paralyze you, keeping you from taking the necessary steps toward your goals. But when you understand that failure is feedback, not final, you take away its power to hold you back. You realize that failure is temporary, and that it's often a necessary step on the path to achieving something meaningful. By reframing failure in this way, you allow yourself to move forward with courage and determination, knowing that even if you stumble, you'll learn something valuable that will help you in the future. Failure also teaches patience. It shows you that success is not an overnight process, but a journey that requires persistence and perseverance. Each setback is an opportunity to practice patience and to trust the process. It reminds you that the most worthwhile achievements take time and effort, and that every challenge you face is preparing you for the success you're working toward. This patience allows you to stay focused on your goals, even when progress feels slow or obstacles seem insurmountable. Failure is a necessary part of growth. It's not something to fear or avoid, but something to embrace and learn from. Every failure brings with it the opportunity to improve, to refine your approach, and to strengthen your resolve. When you see failure for what it truly is, feedback, not final, you unlock your potential to achieve greatness. It's not about how many times you fail, it's about how many times you get back up and keep moving forward. With each failure, you grow stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the success that lies ahead. The words you speak to yourself have immense power. They shape your mindset, influence your emotions, and ultimately determine your actions. What you say to yourself in moments of doubt, fear, or uncertainty can either propel you forward or hold you back. Too often, we underestimate the impact of our internal dialogue, allowing negative thoughts to take root and define how we see ourselves and our potential. But just as words can wound, they can also heal. Speaking life into yourself is about consciously choosing words that empower, uplift, and inspire you to be your best self. Every day you have a choice. You can either speak words that reinforce negativity or words that affirm your strengths, resilience, and potential. Think about how you would speak to a friend who is struggling. You'd likely offer them encouragement, remind them of their worth, and reassure them that they are capable of overcoming their challenges. Yet when it comes to ourselves, we often do the opposite. We criticize, belittle, and focus on our shortcomings, forgetting that we too deserve kindness and compassion. Speaking life into yourself means treating yourself with the same care and encouragement you would extend to someone you love. Your words are a reflection of your beliefs, but they also shape your beliefs. When you repeatedly tell yourself that you're not good enough, that you're bound to fail, or that you don't deserve success, those words become your reality. They influence how you approach challenges and whether you even try to pursue your goals. On the other hand, when you choose to speak words of affirmation, you create a mindset of possibility, saying, "I am capable," or "I am strong enough to handle this." Shifts your focus from limitations to opportunities. It doesn't mean ignoring your struggles, but rather reframing them in a way that empowers you to keep going. Speaking life into yourself is not about pretending everything is perfect. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But it's in those moments that your words matter most. When you face adversity, the way you talk to yourself can either add to the weight of the situation or help you rise above it. Instead of saying, I can't do this, try saying, this is hard, but I will figure it out. Instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, remind yourself, I am learning and I'm growing every day. These small shifts in language can make a world of difference in how you approach life's difficulties. The power of speaking life into yourself goes beyond just the words you say. It's about the energy and intention behind them. Words are not empty, they carry weight. When you speak with belief and conviction, you start to internalize those words and act accordingly. For example, if you tell yourself every morning, I am worthy of love and success, and you truly mean it, you'll begin to carry yourself with confidence. That belief will influence how you interact with others, how you pursue your goals, and how you handle setbacks. It creates a ripple effect, where your positive self-talk leads to positive actions, which in turn lead to positive outcomes. It's also important to recognize the role of repetition in shaping your mindset. Speaking life into yourself is not a one-time act, it's a daily practice. Just as negative thoughts can become deeply ingrained through repetition, positive affirmations can become second nature when practiced consistently. The more you tell yourself, I am capable, or I am deserving of good things, the more your brain begins to accept those statements as truth. Over time, this positive self-talk becomes your default mode of thinking, replacing the self-doubt that may have once held you back. One of the most powerful aspects of speaking life into yourself is its ability to counteract the negativity you may encounter from others. The world can be harsh, and there will always be people who doubt you, criticize you, or try to diminish your worth. But when you've built a strong foundation of positive self-talk, the opinions of others lose their power over you. You become less reliant on external validation and more confident in your own sense of self-worth. By speaking life into yourself, you create an inner voice that is louder and stronger than any external negativity. It's also worth noting that speaking life into yourself is not just about affirming your strengths, it's about embracing your imperfections. Nobody is perfect, and striving for perfection is not only unrealistic but also unnecessary. Speaking life into yourself means acknowledging your flaws with compassion and understanding that they don't define your value. It's about saying, I made a mistake, but that doesn't make me a failure, or I have areas to improve, but I am still worthy of respect and love. This balanced approach allows you to grow without tearing yourself down in the process. Speaking life into yourself is a form of self-respect. It's a way of honoring who you are and who you are becoming. It's about recognizing that you have the power to shape your own narrative, regardless of where you've been or what you've experienced. By choosing words that uplift and empower, you take control of your story, refusing to let doubt, fear, or negativity dictate your path. You become the author of your own life, writing a story of resilience, growth, and possibility. The way you speak to yourself sets the tone for every aspect of your life. It influences your confidence, your relationships, and your ability to achieve your goals. By speaking life into yourself, you create a mindset that is focused on growth, resilience, and self-belief. You remind yourself that you are capable of overcoming challenges, worthy of success, and deserving of love and happiness. This practice not only transforms how you see yourself, but also how you show up in the world. When you speak life into yourself, you give yourself permission to thrive. Action is the bridge between intention and reality. No matter how many dreams or goals you have, they remain unrealized until you take the steps to bring them to life. Many people spend their days thinking about what they want to achieve, planning every detail, and waiting for the perfect time to begin. But the truth is, waiting only delays progress. Action, even when imperfect, moves you forward. It transforms abstract ideas into tangible outcomes and creates momentum that builds upon itself. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't often comes down to one thing: the willingness to take action. The hesitation to act often stems from fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of making the wrong choice. But inaction does not eliminate fear, it only magnifies it. When you stay stagnant, doubts grow louder and opportunities pass you by. The best way to combat fear is through movement. When you take action, you give yourself a chance to learn, to adapt, and to grow. Mistakes are not the end of the road, they are stepping stones on the path to success. Each step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal and builds the confidence you need to keep going. Procrastination is another barrier that keeps people from acting. It's easy to convince yourself that tomorrow is a better time to start, that you'll be more prepared later, or that the conditions aren't quite right. But the perfect moment rarely arrives. Life is unpredictable, and waiting for perfection often leads to missed opportunities. Action is about starting where you are with what you have and trusting that you'll figure out the rest along the way. The first step may feel uncertain, but it's necessary. Progress doesn't come from endless planning, it comes from doing. Taking action also sets a powerful precedent for your life. Each time you choose to act, you reinforce a mindset of decisiveness and courage. You prove to yourself that you are capable of facing challenges head-on. Over time, this becomes a habit, and acting with intention becomes second nature. On the other hand, inaction can become a habit as well, one that fosters complacency and regret. When you consistently avoid taking steps toward your goals, you begin to lose faith in your ability to achieve them. Taking action, even when it feels uncomfortable, keeps you aligned with your purpose and moving in the direction of your dreams. One of the most liberating truths about action is that it doesn't have to be perfect to be effective. Many people hold themselves back because they believe they need to have everything figured out before they begin. But perfectionism is just another form of procrastination. Waiting until everything is flawless is a way of avoiding the vulnerability that comes with trying and possibly failing. The reality is, action is rarely perfect, and that's okay. What matters is the effort and the willingness to learn along the way. Progress is made through trial and error, not through hesitation and endless refinement. Action also creates opportunities that you couldn't have anticipated. When you take the first step, doors begin to open and possibilities reveal themselves. You meet people who can help you, discover resources you didn't know existed, and gain clarity about what you truly want. None of this happens if you remain on the sidelines waiting for the right moment. Life rewards those who are willing to take risks and put themselves out there. By acting now, you position yourself to take advantage of opportunities as they arise, rather than watching them slip away. Another important aspect of taking action is its impact on your self-belief. Confidence is not something you are born with, it's something you build through experience. Each time you take action, you prove to yourself that you are capable of making things happen. You develop a sense of agency and control over your life, knowing that you have the power to influence your circumstances. This self-assurance grows with every step you take, creating a positive cycle where action leads to confidence, and confidence fuels more action. In contrast, inaction erodes self-belief, leaving you feeling stuck and powerless. Taking action also helps you break free from the paralysis of overthinking. When you spend too much time analyzing every possible outcome, you can become overwhelmed by the sheer number of possibilities. This mental clutter makes it difficult to make decisions or move forward. Action cuts through the noise. It gives you clarity by replacing speculation with experience. When you act, you gain real-world feedback that helps you adjust and refine your approach. You learn what works and what doesn't, and this knowledge empowers you to make better decisions moving forward. It's important to remember that small actions can lead to big results. You don't have to tackle everything at once or achieve monumental success overnight. The key is consistency. Taking one step every day, no matter how small, adds up over time. These small, consistent actions create momentum, making it easier to keep going. They also build discipline, teaching you to stay committed to your goals even when the initial excitement wears off. Success is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And every step you take brings you closer to the finish line. Taking action is about owning your power. It's about refusing to let fear, doubt, or external circumstances dictate your life. It's about recognizing that you have the ability to shape your future, not through wishful thinking, but through deliberate effort. Each day is an opportunity to move closer to your goals, to learn something new, and to grow into the person you want to become. The only way to seize that opportunity is to act. Waiting will not bring you closer to your dreams, only action will. When you take that first step, you set a powerful chain of events in motion, proving to yourself and the world that you are ready to make things happen.